In this video, we're going to talk about everything you need to know about Whop Clipping. I'll walk you through A to Z, and by the end, you will have a complete understanding of the entire process. So Whop Clipping is a new method that you could use to make money online if you want to get paid for creating content. This method is beginner friendly, you don't need a following, and you don't need any prior experience. Basically, if you have a phone or computer and an internet connection, then you qualify to do it. So basically anyone can do it. And currently, there are many people who are using this method to make hundreds of dollars a day, and for some even thousands of dollars a day. And this creator right here made over $17,000 just in the last month by posting content. So these are the topics that we are going to cover. We're going to talk about what exactly is clipping, how do you make money from it, where do you get the content from, how do you edit the content, and lastly, how do you get paid? So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so first of all, let's go to whop.com, or you can just use the link that I will list below. And once you're signed up, this is what you'll see. So Whop is basically an online platform that allows businesses or creators to build their communities. They can host courses, sell digital products, go live, all in one place. They also offer something called a content rewards that lets businesses or brands to hire people to clip up the content, which is what we're going to talk about right now. So let's come to the Discover tab on the left-hand side, click on Discover. And then in the middle, you see content rewards. This is where you can get paid for creating content, and I'll show you exactly how it works. So let's come here to click on show all. And then you'll see all these different businesses or creators that are looking for people to clip their content. So first of all, let's come to type, and we are going to select clipping. For UGC, that could be great too, but that will require you to create original content. So for right now in this video, we are just going to select clipping. That is when we are just going to use the existing content from these viral creators, and we are going to repurpose those content to post to get paid. So we are going to select clipping. And on the right-hand side, we can come to sort by, and then let's select most paid out. These are usually the people with the highest budget and the best content. And what I'll do is try to find creators that maybe you already watch. So when you create content, you are actually more familiar with them. And also what you want to look at is how much you can get paid per 1,000 views. So if you hover over here, that is the amount that you can get paid per 1,000 views. And they can vary by a lot. As you can see here, this one pay $1 per 1,000 views, $2, $4 for this one, and we have for $5 per 1,000 views for this one. So let's look at husband and wife law team. So I definitely have seen them on social media before, so we can click on join. And then we are able to join the Whop. And once you're inside, this is what you'll see. So when you go to the chat tab, you can chat with other people that's in the same Whop. And when you go to learn, and this is usually where they will have a course or instructions on how to clip their content. So as you can see here, this is their little mini course that they have. And when you go to the earn tab, we can click on content rewards. And then here you can see the different content rewards on campaigns that are being run. So these are the expired ones, and currently there's one active. So we can click on this one. So this is where you can find all the information. You can see the reward, the minimum payout, maximum payout, and also the platform. So this is what you want to look at as well, depending on which platform you like to post on. So for this campaign, it works for Instagram and TikTok. And what you want to pay really close attention to is the requirements, because you need to meet all the requirements in order to get paid. So all the content you're able to find in the Dropbox. You must tag this handle on IG, and you must tag this one on TikTok. With chat pin text, extra requirements, and only organic views, no boosting and botting. Okay, so read chat pin comment. So we can go to chat, and let's go to this chat, and this is the pin comment. So here's the rest of the requirement. So you just want to follow them really closely in order to get paid. So let's go back to earn. So everything is really straightforward. You just need to make sure that you follow the requirements. And then here you can see actually the content that this creator has made $750 from this video. Good morning, husband and wife. So it's literally just a 11 seconds video of this guy just singing. Looks like that he's in a meeting. I can't play the video because it has copyrighted music, but you get the idea. From this 11 seconds video, this person made $750. So that's pretty sweet. There's another one that made $750. We can take a look at it.
It's a meeting. Your day is filled with meetings, but meetings have a negative connotation to you.
Yeah.
Like just the death by meeting.
Death by meeting.
So this is literally just a clip of a video footage that they provide. So all you're doing is just posting these clips. So your main job as a clipper is to find viral moments from the content, repurpose it, and post it. And if your content gets views, then you get paid. The model is that simple. And this model really is a win-win between the business and the clipper, because the business gets exposure to grow their brands and they only pay for performance. And most of the time, it's more cost effective than running paid ads. And as for the clipper, this method is one of the easiest way to earn money online. You get paid for creating simple content and you don't need to create your own content. That's what makes clipping so easy, because all the content are provided by the influencers or businesses you work with. So let's come back to content rewards and come down here under assets. So this is where you'll be able to find all the content that you need. So let's click on month 1. So we can go to raw footage for clipping, and then you see all the different type of footage that you can use to repurpose and post to your account. So what you need to do is to be able to make good edits to your content. And that's what we are going to do next. In terms of editing, what you need to understand is retention editing. So when it comes to short form content, it's important to cut out the fluff. You want to keep a good pacing. So any dead space you want to eliminate. You want to add visuals in places where it could enhance the content, tell a story, or add background music to match the tone. And I'll show you exactly how to do this in the next step. All right, so the software that I recommend to edit the video is CapCut. It's super easy to use and it's great for beginners. So here we're looking at CapCut. So let's go ahead to grab the content that we are going to edit. So here we are looking at a podcast video. So we're going to download this and import into CapCut. So we're going to save this footage. So once we have the file, we can just drag and drop this into CapCut here, and then drag and drop this into the timeline. So this one's a pretty long video because it's a podcast. So what we're going to do is to just pick out, parts that are interesting, and we're just going to clip it. So the first thing we can do actually is to go to ratio. So this is the aspect ratio of the video. So right now the dimension is 16:9. So it's like a landscape dimension. So for short form content, we want to go with the vertical format, which is 9:16. Now let me go find the interesting part where we can cut out. So a cool tip is that if you want to just listen to the footage and you want to listen to like a higher speed, you can just press L. So that way you can just go through the footage a lot faster. So let's say if we want to cut this certain part, so we can just move the cursor to over here, and we can zoom in by pressing Command and plus or Control plus if you're on a PC. Drag this cursor and then come click on split and select this clip. So this is the one that we want to delete. So we can just click on delete or just right click on it, click on delete. Let's go to the beginning.
The person you marry affects every day of your life.
So let's say that's the part that we want to cut out as an example. So we want to zoom in again, just drag this cursor, go to split, and then select this part and click on delete on the keyboard, or right click, go to delete. And I'm just doing this as an example. This may not be the best section, but I just want to show you how this works. So the next thing you want to do is to adjust this to fill out the frame so that it looks nicer on the vertical format. So you can just drag this out and make sure the subject, which is this person, is in frame. There we go.
Exactly. So I'm like easygoing.
So this is the part that we need to fix because he is no longer in the frame. So instead of dragging this playhead, what you can do also is to just press left and right on your keyboard to go frame by frame. So if you want to go to the previous frame, you can just press on the left button and keep pressing it until we reach the frame that we want. So starting in this frame, right, this clip, we can move this person back to show him in the frame.
Exactly.
There's a little skip, so we are going to, it's this part. So we can actually eliminate this part. Just like one frame, we can just drag this in. I think that will fix it. So we can play.
So I'm like easygoing.
There we go. So let's say this is a dead space that we want to eliminate. And you can also look at the waveform, the audio waveform. When there's like a space here, that's like a dead space. So let's say we want to eliminate this dead space. We can just cut here, select this middle part, click on delete.
Which I haven't experienced, but just...
Exactly.
So that was just to show you how to delete the dead space. So I'm going to restore it because it sounds more natural on this one. And since this is a podcast clip, we don't really need to do much editing. What we need to do is to add subtitles or captions. So what we can do is to just come up here, click on captions, select the language, English, and then generate captions. And CapCut makes this super easy.
The person you marry affects every day of your life, the big decisions and the little ones.
So all the captions are generated in just a few seconds. So we can select all the captions and then come up here to do captions. So let's say if this is like too long, right? You want to break it into different lines. So you can just come here to captions and then break this into 2 lines. That's all you got to do. Super easy. So next we can come to text and then we can go to templates. And this is where we can change the style of the caption to make it stand out more. So I want to select something that stands out more, but not too crazy. So that doesn't look good. Maybe something like this.
The person you marry affects every day of your life.
It doesn't really match. So I want to find a style that matches this video.
The person you marry affects every day of your life, the big decisions and the little.
So let's say we like the style, but I want to change the color. So we can come back to basic, scroll down, and where it says color, let's change this to something like a purple. So let's go with this one.
If my wife were ever...
And then we could move the captions a little bit up. I think it looks better right here.
The person you marry affects every day of your life.
Okay, so let's say if we want to eliminate this text, again, we just click on this caption, go to captions, and we want to delete this. Super simple.
If my wife were ever being difficult.
So this one was a very simple video. All I did was to just adjust the aspect ratio and also added the captions, cut out any dead space. So for some other videos, you can maybe add some B-roll or background music if those make sense. So for this one, I'll just leave it at this. And let's say if we are done, all we gotta do is to just go to export and then name your file. Make sure that the resolution is at least 1080p and at least 30 frames per second. And then we can just go to export. And then we have the file right here. Next, I'll show you how to get paid from Content Rewards. It's really simple. So once you have your video done, you can come to click on submit. And on this page, you will just need to provide the links to your post. So if you post on Instagram, that will be the Instagram link. If you post it on TikTok, that will be the TikTok link. And under here in the media section, you just need to upload the media file. And when you're done, click submit. It will go through a review process. And once your content is approved, then you'll get paid.